Hello friends, so today right now we are going to study about the cams and followers which are most frequently used and which are most frequently seen. So you see here you have a follower, this is called a follower which follows the cam. Actual motion is given to the cam, this is your cam. Okay, so cam is going to rotate anti-clockwise and follower is going to translate. So translation motion is up and down over here and follower is going to actually rotate in the anti-clockwise manner. So now if you see, just imagine the next position of the cam, how will it be? So if the cam has rotated for a certain angle, you can see that this will be your new position of the cam. All right. This will be the new position of your cam. And you know that the follower has no choice, but it has to move in the upward direction, right? So the follower, you can see that it is being translated up in a linear fashion. So this is usually the motion of this cam and follower. But actually what does cam and follower do? The cam transmits the motion to the follower, motion as well as forces to the follower, right? So the cam transmits the motion as well as forces, because the follower has to open the valve of the engine inlet, right? Engine inlet and outlet valves are actually controlled by cams and followers, right? So in this case, let's assume that it has to open. So very, very, very high forces the followers have to take care of, right? So now at that moment, what is going to happen? Because of this sharp edge, you can see here, right? This is the sharp edge follower. So it's also called a knife edge follower. Knife edge follower. Fine. So it's a sharp edge or a knife edge follower. So you see that whenever you have high pressures and there is a knife edge, what is going to happen? I think we all know, right? We have more wear happening. The wear is going to increase. It means the surface is going to wear off. And how is this wear happening? More pressure and more velocities are there, right? There is pinching effect over here, or there is digging effect. So you have pinching or even digging effect. Now you need the motion of the follower, right, which is an intermittent motion. Intermittent motion means for this amount of time the follower is not going to go up, or it is not going to come down, right? The translation will not go up or down, because you see that the radius of the circle, right? Actually this radius has to be drawn in this manner. Once, give me 1 minute, guys. So let's say that the radius should be at the center of the circle, right? So we'll take the radius as actually the center of the circle. Okay, fine. So you see that from this point over here, from the center, you see this point is at equidistance, this is also at equidistance, this is also at equidistance, right? So at throughout this distance, you are not going to have any motion in the upward or downward direction, right? But on the other side, you see that the motion is in a different manner, right? So see, from the radius, slowly the distance is increasing. It is the highest distance, and then again decreasing and decreasing. So this, from here it is increasing and it is going and then decreasing. It means from this point the follower has to go slowly upwards, then here is the highest point, then it will slowly come down and remain constant. So this is an intermittent motion. So, and this is a knife edge follower. The follower here which you see is knife edge follower. So here, what is the problem? The problem is you have a pinching or a digging action due to the knife edge. So what is the solution? As engineers, we need to find out different solutions, right, for these type of problems. So the solution is the solution is going to come in the next picture. See, this is the solution which we are going to find out right now. So this is our cam, and the cam has this type of contour. Fine. And this is the center of the cam. And then you have the follower. Earlier it was what? A knife edge. So we came up with a solution for this knife edge problem. because knife edge is digging, right? So we don't want the digging type of motion. So now we came up with the solution, and the solution is that we are going to fix a roller over here. This is called a roller. Okay, this is called a roller. Now due to this roller, we are not going to have the pinching action or the digging action. There is no pinching or digging action because there is a good surface here. It's not a pointed edge. So this type of follower is called a roller follower. Fine. And you have again the guides over here as usual. In these guides itself, the follower is going to have motion, right? The reciprocatory motion. This is the guide. And here you are going to have a pin. Fine. It is the pin is going to connect the follower to the roller. Here also you'll have the follower rotating anti-clockwise. Okay, I'm just taking the motions randomly. It can be even clockwise. And then the follower is going to reciprocate. So this is what the solution we found for the pinching effect. So here the knife edge follower on this cam is not at all recommended. Okay, this is not at all recommended. We never recommend it in to use in any mechanism. Okay, and this is the solution actually, but this is going to take more space. So more space it is going to take. This if you are trying to fix a roller follower, it's going to take more space. Why is it going to take more space? The reason is that, see, this pin over here is very small, right? Now whenever you transmit force from cam, it is going to be transmitted to the roller, right? From roller it is going to be transmitted to the pin, and from pin it is going to be transmitted to the red link, which is the follower. Fine. So the pin is very small and it is very thin. So will it be able to bear this high kind of loads? Because if you want to fix it in an IC engine, you are going to have very small space. So in that small space, the follower will be very small, and for a small sorry, the cam will be very small. For a very small cam, you will have a very small roller. And if the roller is small, the smaller than roller, you will have the pin, right? Pin will be the smallest. So will it be able to take that much of loads? No. If you need to increase the diameter of the pin, automatically you have to increase the diameter of the roller, right? Only then you have more diameter of the pin, automatically you have to increase the roller diameter. So you need more space. So in IC engine, in our engines we won't have much of space. So even if this is the solution, but it needs more space. So we have to again search for new cases of how to check about the followers. So the next case now, if you are coming to the next case, we'll again once again take the follower over here. This follower is the same type. We are not changing the type of follower. Yes, this is your follower, and this is the center about which the follower is rotating. And this time I'm going to take a flat follower. Okay, till now we took this roller follower, right? Now I'm going to take a flat follower, and I'll even give you the reason why we are taking this follower. Okay, so I'm going to take a flat. It is called a flat faced follower. Okay, it is called what? A flat faced follower. And this entire thing is a single unit, so don't think that I'm drawing different units. Okay, this entire thing is a single unit. There is no change. Okay, it's completely fitted here. And then it also has guides in which it has to reciprocate. Fine, you even have guides. So yeah, these are the guides in which the follower will actually reciprocate. Done. Yes. So now here, why did we use a flat face follower? Why are we going to use a flat face follower? So that is a question which we need to answer, right? So now if you check over here, you have this roller follower, and the motion is transmitted along the common normal, because see, the follower has to move upright and the cam is rotating. So you have, first you need to draw a common tangent to understand this concept. Just draw a common tangent to both the circles here, right? Both the curvatures, this is the common tangent. And for this, you need to draw a normal. So normal usually between the two circles, the normal is the line joining the centers. Remember that point. Between two circles, the common normal is the line joining the centers. It means this line which will join to this line. So this will be your common normal. It is at some inclination. Okay. Don't think that this center and that center is in the same line. It is at some inclination. So now this is the common normal, right? This is the common normal. So along the common normal, the force should be, the velocity should be same. Along the common normal, the velocity should be same. So only then the motion is transmitted. Fine. So now, where do you see that the velocities are? If you are going to look for the velocities, where do you find the velocities? The velocities along the common normal. It means along this line itself, along the blue line itself, there is velocity, right? And it is at some angle. Fine. Here you will have two components of this velocity, right? So along the common normal, blue link is common normal. So you'll have two components because it is at incline, right? And the motion is happening upwards. So these two components I'll mention here. One is this upward component and the other is this horizontal component. So two components are there for this. And you imagine that those two are being put at this pin, being applied at this pin, right? So those two components are being applied at the pin itself. Fine. So I'll just show it clearly. So one is upwards. Upwards is not a problem because it will help the motion of the follower. It is the reason of motion of the follower. And one more is this one. And this is the resultant which you are seeing, the blue one, right? The blue, the lighter color one is the resultant. If you just see and notice carefully, I'll just show you. See, this one is the resultant along which the actual force or actual velocity is happening. Fine. And now if you further see that you have this vertical component is not a problem, but due to the horizontal component, what is happening, it is pushing, just imagine that it is going to push from this side or pull from this side, okay, the roller. So what is going to happen, it is going to have more and more horizontal forces, and you can see that the follower is going to have this type of little bit of bending problem because of which one, because of this component. Because of this component, there is going to have, there is going to be, the follower is going to have this type of little bit of pushing. So is it desirable? Since it is not desirable, it's not desirable, right? So since it is not desirable, what we did is we started using flat face follower, where if you check, at any point you have the velocity in the upward the common normal is in the upward direction. You check at any point. Fine. See, this is the tangent. Just see, the tangent is the flat face itself, right? See, automatically wherever the flat face is touching, it is the tangent to the cam or the curved surface, any side. So tangent perpendicular to that tangent is normal, right? So you have this place normal, which is in the upward direction. Fine. This is normal. Whenever it is in contact, wherever it is contact, see, this is also normal. Whenever the cam comes and it rotates, for example, this surface is coming to the top position, cam is rotating. So the normal will be actually parallel, the normal will be parallel, sorry, the resultant velocity will be parallel and it will be in the upward direction. And that resultant force will be pushing the cam upwards. It won't be actually pushing in the sideward direction. Fine. It is not like this case in the previous one which you saw. That's why flat face follower has come into picture. Okay. Otherwise, roller follower is more than sufficient, but roller is taking more and more space. Now we came to flat face follower. But now what is the this about flat face follower? Flat face is because for what reason? It is because of this force reason, because force is acting only in the upward direction. There is no resultant. Fine. There is no resultant like the roller follower, which has two components. Here there is only one component, which is the upward direction. So that's why this follower is also good to use. Okay, after this we have come up with one more type of follower, which is the mushroom type follower. Okay, this is flat face follower. Just if you note it down, this is a flat face follower, and these cams are known as disc cams. Please take a note, these cams are known as disc cams. And here roller follower. Okay, and then next came up is our mushroom follower, which is actually used in our engines. Okay, in engines we are going to use this follower, which is one of the best kinds of followers which we have, one of the best kinds of followers. If you see the surface here, you will have a mushroom type of curvature. Okay, see this type of, and this is cylindrical contour. Okay, actually there is a cylindrical surface. This is the cylindrical surface with some thickness. Okay, backside you have some thickness. Fine, and then you have the cam. Let's draw the cam. Let's say right now it is in contact with this least surface. Okay, and then slowly as the cam rotates, it is going to lift the follower. Okay, done. And this is the center of rotation, and we even have our, yes, guides. This is the best type of cams follower system which you can use in the engine. Fine, here you will not have much of this side problem or much of space problem, because there is no pin, right? There is no need of any pin over here to use. Is there any need of any pin? There is no need of any pin to use. And because here, see, roller surface, you had a pin to use, so that's why you had a problem. But here there is no need of that pin to be used. That's why this is the best type, and you can directly use it in a smaller engine also. Fine, and this is best because see, two rolling, this is a what is it called, this is concave and this is convex surface. So these both are actually having a rolling motion. It is a good sign, right? Very less wear and tear is happening. There is no much wear and tear like in knife edge follower. But if you see here flat face follower, in flat face follower, more amount of area is being in contact with the cam. Fine, here also there is a chance of more little bit of wear which is going to happen. But in case of mushroom follower, it is like combination of both of this, like roller as well as flat face, right? From roller you have taken this surface which is the convex surface, and from flat face you have taken this width. Fine, you have added these both, means positivities of these both, and you have formed this, and this is called a mushroom follower. It is looking like a mushroom shape, right? This follower, so that's why it's called a mushroom follower. And one more type of follower is there, where you can just check it. One more type of follower. This is your cam, and I have even a oscillating type. Okay, I'm just planning for an oscillating type. Yes, and then I won't keep it a flat surface. Okay, for maximum productivity, I'm going to put it a little bit of curvature, right? So this is in contact over here. It is a cylindrical surface. Fine, a line contact. Cylinder means a line contact, and then you have a chance for this follower to oscillate here. Fine. So now as the cam rotates, the oscillator or the oscillating follower will oscillate. So here all these are having a line contact. These are all having a line contact. Fine, so mostly you can see all are having your line contact. And clearly I told why we came into this flat face. The reason is that it is not having a side thrust. We call it a side thrust. So this is called Let me change the color. Side thrust. So there is a side thrust. Why is this side thrust coming? Because the force will be along the common normal at the point of contact. So this is the point of contact, and between two higher pairs, these are higher pairs, right? Between two higher pairs, this is the point of contact. Then I have, this is the common normal, but the common normal is not along the motion. This is the along the motion, right? Vertical, it is not along vertical. Only a component is there along the vertical. There is another component along the horizontal also. Due to that horizontal component, I am having a side thrust. Because of side thrust, that is actually the negative thing. We don't need any side thrust. We don't want any side thrust to be there in the follower. Okay, so that's why we came up with an idea of flat face follower, because in flat face follower, the direction of the force is in the direction of the motion of the follower itself, which is perpendicularly upwards, which is vertical. Fine. And then we are combining these both to get a better result, which is a mushroom follower. Fine. And similar to mushroom follower, even you have an oscillating rotary to oscillating motion. You have the other one which I have shown in the last picture. Here also you have rotary to reciprocatory motion. Okay, here. So these are the basic details about the cams and followers. Fine. Now we are coming into the topic of synthesis. What is synthesis? So in the very first chapter, I have explained about what is synthesis. Even now we are going to discuss, okay? So just summary, I'll be giving you a summary. Synthesis means the motion requirement is known. Motion requirement is known, okay? And we need to produce the surface for the cam accordingly. Fine, over here. But see, in more general, if I say, see, you have a windshield. For example, you have the windshield of your car. Okay, I'm not a good artist, but still I'll try to draw for you people. Fine. See, this is your excuse me. Fine, this is your front of the vehicle. I hope you can assume, you can imagine the front of the vehicle. Now I have two what are this, wipers, right? Windshield wipers, you call it. Fine. So one is here and the other one is here. And these are going to have some certain type of motion, right? What type of motion? Okay, these are connected. Let's say that these are connected. Fine. And how are they connected, sir? How is it going to happen? See, I can just take a 4-bar chain and connect them. Okay, don't worry. I can take a 4-bar chain and connect them. Fine. And then it is going to oscillate. So I know the requirement. What is the requirement? This entire area has to be covered. The windshield area has to be covered. That is the requirement. So what is the motion requirement? Motion is, I need something to oscillate. I need some wipers to oscillate. It means I need a link to oscillate from that corner to this corner and from this corner to that corner, right? So motion requirement is known. What do I need to find out? I need to find out the dimensions of the links. Here I need to find out the dimension. How long should the link be and how many degrees it should rotate. So those are the things I need to find out in this case. But in case of cam and follower, motion requirement is known, and we have to we have to produce the surface of cam accordingly. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is, let's go to IC engines. In IC engines, okay, you have inlet out, the valve timing, right? So I'm giving an example right now. Okay, so I need the valve to be open for T1 time. For T1 time, valve needs to be open. Then I have a time t2 for return. Valve needs to be closed, and t3 it has to remain closed, and t4 it has to be open, right? Opened again. It means, see, while it is in suction, first it has to open, right? The port has to open, then you have suction of air fuel mixture, fine, and then it has to return, it means closed. After closing, it has to be remained closed because I have compression, suction, then compression, then you have what? Combustion. Even then it has to remain closed, and then finally exhaust, it has to be opened, fine. So now we are going to study about this using a small diagram. Okay, I'm going to just draw a small diagram, and we are going to discuss about this very clearly. So first, basically, we'll draw a circle, and let's say I have just, see, for our convenience, because it's easy to draw a knife edge follower and it's easy to imagine also the motion. Okay, so we are going to go with the knife edge follower for analysis purpose. So this is the knife edge follower, and there are obviously guides along which the knife edge follower has to only reciprocate. There is no allowance for it to rotate or anything. So the first motion what we spoke about was, what was the first motion? Okay, let's suppose that, see, this is the initial position, right? And now as the cam rotates, let's say that this is the center of the cam, that itself is the center of the cam. Now as the cam rotates, I want the valve to be for first 60 degrees, I want the valve to be closed. Okay, first 60 degrees, let's say that this is your 60 degrees. First 60 degrees, I want the valve to be closed. It means from here to here, I don't need to make any change in the surface of this circle, right? Do I need to make any change? For example, I'm rotating this disc in the anti-clockwise manner. If I'm rotating the disc in the anti-clockwise manner, just showing here, if I'm rotating the disc in the anti-clockwise manner, from this point to this point, if I'm maintaining the same radius, will the follower move up or down? It is not going to move in any direction, right? Now I want, this is the first 60 degrees. Let's say first I have written first 60 degrees, and next I'm going to do a division for 1. Let's say that this is your 150 degrees, fine. This is your 150 degrees. So for the next 150 degrees, I want the follower to open, fine. So I'm going to write here, second is 150 degrees, the valve should be open, or you can say move from, this is R, let's say this is R, radius R, from R to R plus H. The motion is R plus H. So that H is the total height raised by the follower. For example, H is the height raised by the follower. Let's say that this is the highest position, H. Okay, and this is R, right? So R plus H. So for 150, it has to go from R to R plus H. From R means from this position. It is R, right, with respect to center. From R to R plus H. It means to this position. Gradually, the follower will rise, right? So this is the next 150 degrees. So this is the first portion. I'm going to write 1. And this is the second portion. I'm going to write 2. The reference is over here. And for the third portion, I'm going to take 30 degrees. And the 30 degrees needs to be in the same position after rising, after opening the valve, it has to be in the same position. Let's take next 30 degrees. So let me say that this is your next 30 degrees.
Okay, let's say that this is 30 degrees, and don't worry, geometrically it might be a little bit of error because see 60 is taken this way and 30. So don't worry about those things, just learn the concept. Okay, so this is your next 30 degrees for the third part. So let me write here clearly that this is your third part. Fine. And finally the fourth part is 120 degrees, which is remaining. So the fourth part is 120 degrees. It has to come from R plus H to R. It means the back. So you just check, this is the fourth position, right? So now what did I say? In the second position, the follower, let's rotate the cam. Now imagine that the cam is here. It means I rotated the cam and then the follower is touching here. It means this point, this has come to this point. Okay, imagine that. Now what will happen to the follower? Follower is here. Now gradually, what did I say? From in the second part, it has to go from R to R plus H, R to R plus H, right? Yes, I have gone right. It means now the follower has gone from this position. Now rotate this cam till this point. It means that point will be somewhere here, right? So usually in our academics, what we are taught is you hold the cam and rotate the follower. It will give the same relative motion. Okay. Now just imagine that the follower is rotating. Just follower is coming from this position to this position. What will happen with respect to center? The follower's height will be R plus H. Here it will be R. Here it will be R plus H. Now what did I say for the third part? Third part also remains same. Remain. Okay.